All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 714. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who also gets paid to lose, Wombat.
Woo, that's it. That's my stratagem.
Shipwreck's got scores on football scores coming up underneath him.
Yes, he does.
What do you call that? The lower thirds? Ticker, sports ticker with the Cincinnati
ticker, the crawl,
sports crawl, Cincinnati 27, Kansas City 24. You should have had no air horn sound effects.
Oh,
Too late.
I have some sound effects somewhere here. I don't know what this is going to do. I'm afraid to hit the button. I don't know what that one is.
Okay, don't. Then don't.
I won't.
All right, then.
So, did you cry?
Yeah.
Yay! You laughed at the idea of crying last week.
Yeah, I teared up like as the field goal was going through.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty unbelievable.
It was pretty cool. I mean, we were going crazy in my house, I'll be honest, as well. My son has become a big Bengals fan because of you. He
doesn't get to ride this train. Come on. Maybe in the back.
He was also in tears.
Lightweight.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in his entire lifetime.
It's hardly happened in my lifetime.
I know. It hasn't happened since 88.
This is really all about Elliot, if you think about it.
No, I know. I was trying to.
It's exciting. Kids his age think the Bengals could be good.
The dream is still alive. It's very alive.
It is.
It's alive for you too. Very alive.
So walk us through like the game itself in your house. Not that I wasn't, in communication with you while the game was happening.
Sure. So it was me and my family, and then my Mrs. Shipwreck's sister and her parents. So it's the usual crew at our house to watch football games. So her sister is like super Bengals fan, like yelling at the TV constantly. So there was a lot of yelling. I was pretty calm because the Chiefs didn't put the Bengals away. Like they were down 21-3, but the whole time was like, everything's kind of going the Chiefs' way, and the Bengals haven't really like started yet.
Were there any wings?
We ordered the big nacho plate from Chewy's.
The dog food company?
Look, things are tight over at the Shipwreck's house.
Do you not have Chewy's?
No, we don't have Chewy's.
You don't have Chewy's. It's a Tex-Mex place.
I mean, I figured that out when you said big nacho plate.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have Chewy's. It seems like it would be very big on Long Island.
We have, our fair
we have good
share.
Food.
But it's like Chili's, but like a better Chili's.
Well, that's not saying much. I think the bar is pretty low there. I mean, to be honest, I haven't been into a Chili's ever. I don't know.
I did a lot of laundry during the game, like during the stressful portions of the game, and some pacing, lots of pacing.
Folding the same shirt over and over again.
Yeah. But then I was pretty calm for the most part because, I mean, the Bengals actually played better than the Chiefs. Like for over the course of the whole game, they played better. So, and the Bengals are really good at second half adjustments. So I was pretty calm. Wombat knows. I was texting him during the whole
we
thing.
were texting the whole game. GP was on the thread. I don't know if he read any of it, but no, it was a very exciting
I know when
game.
to turn notifications off.
I'm glad I watched it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So good job. Good job.
The mob set up some great games this
I mean,
playoffs.
We'll get to that. So we haven't gotten there yet.
What's the mob? I don't even know what that means. Oh, the mob, mafia.
Yeah.
I thought that was a football term. Like the fans of the Bengals are called the mob. I mean, it makes sense.
The actual Cosa Nostra.
The actual mob. Yeah, that was so. Congratulations. So when's the Super Bowl? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
So you can have wings for that?
We're getting there's a local deli called Cervati's, and we're getting sandwiches from there.
No wings?
That sounds good.
I guess wings aren't big in Ohio.
We have a Super Bowl tradition in my house that my
Wings?
wife have been doing since we've been engaged. So this is going on maybe 19 years.
Mm.
And it's the only time of year we eat this. And I know you're going to be judgy, Chibi, because it's like your thing.
Is it ass?
It's not eating ass. That's like a weekly thing. Come on.
Of course.
It's the one time a year we get it, and we get too much and regret it instantly. Only on the Super Bowl, and it's White Castle.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
We get White Castle on Super Bowl Sunday. We go and we spend like $50.
Do you go to White Castle, or you don't get the frozen ones because they cost too much?
No, we go to White Castle and get fresh White Castle.
But it's the same shit, really, right? Fresh. Is there such thing as fresh White Castle?
100%. It tastes so much different.
Okay.
It's like night and day.
I would not even think about arguing.
Better.
Yeah,
and freeze them better.
And we get the chicken rings.
Exactly.
And whatever weird shit they have on the menu that they didn't have before.
Right.
Like we go all out. We put it all, we put it on the table. And that's like our Super Bowl.
They're still in business?
Yeah, it's our Super Bowl. There's one actually not too far from my house. And yet, like I say, I only go once a year. Because even
it's a big Valentine's Day thing.
It is a big
Valentine's Day reservations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that.
That's not a joke? That's a real thing?
No, that's a real thing.
Oh, wow.
I get like the targeted ads because I, look at too many fast food things. I get the they have that Valentine's Day special. Like you reserve now.
I had no idea. Wow.
Even I'm not doing that. So
I used to live so close to a White Castle. Remember the White Castle by the Empire State Building?
Oh, okay, yes.
So I used to live like a 10-minute walk from there, and we used to go all the time. And then one day I went there and it was shut down.
I thought you were going to say, and there was a rat serving the food.
No, but
don't worry, he just works here.
They're just outside all over. But
Yeah,
I remember, and I would literally drop to my knees when I saw the closed White Castle and yelled no up to the sky, because it was really like a great part of the neighborhood, and it never rebounded.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Should we do some show feedback? It's related to your football talk.
I know. I'm going to read it all up in a row.
Because last week you made the claim, Wombat made the claim, not CAG Productions LLC, but Wombat made the claim that the NFL might be rigged.
Yeah, maybe. There might be some shenanigans going on in the NFL, and these were the comments. Goda had to say, add NFL football to the list of topics that Wombat is a quote-unquote expert on, but knows nothing about. Kura Funawe said it was painful to listen to, like a conspiracy theory from a Joe Rogan podcast. Maybe it was a bit. Strange Brew had to say, you're such a hypocrite and an idiot. You should make a Reddit account. You'd fit right in. 1-star rating for a 1-star personality. Smarmy chump.
Strange Brew has some rough comments. I remember that name. Great movie, though. Don't let it distract you from the fantastic movie. And
Dragoon Knight had to say, I'm glad everyone else called Wombat out for his ridiculous conspiracy theories about the NFL. I'm not opposed to a healthy amount of skepticism, but when he started talking about coaches purposely changing play calls to affect player prop bets, come on. Now, these are the two headlines from this week after the show. Hugh Jackson suggests he was paid extra for losses as Browns head coach. And Brian Flores alleges that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross attempted to incentivize him to tank or purposely lose games shortly after he was hired in 2019, with Ross allegedly offering Flores $100,000 for every loss that season.
Yikes.
So now here's where I heard from some people, they're like, well, those were losses to try to get better draft picks, not to affect gambling.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That's the purpose of those, right? But
it's a lot of the things that people said, including Mr. Shipwreck, whom I love, was like, there's no way that owners are telling coaches to throw a football game.
Not a real one. That's a totally different scenario there, though.
Wait, what do you mean? That's the real scenario.
It's still a real football game.
That's because they wanted they wanted the number one draft pick.
But that's still throwing football games. And the problem is that none of this exists in a vacuum. So you think nobody knew that the coaches are getting paid $100,000? I mean, there's definitely people who knew, and they can
I
make
don't think they
bets
got
and
paid.
tell
There's
people to
nothing
make
that
bets.
says-
And now-
there's nothing
and
that
this
said
was
any of them
all-
got paid for losses, though. Both of these things have been like, hey, we were offered money to lose.
Well, Hugh
right?
Jackson, I think, is
Hugh
saying
Jackson
he took,
would be super rich.
I think he
Huge
said
asshole.
he took. I think he said he took the money. In
He
for
could,
losses.
I mean, he was going to lose anyways, so he might as well been taking the money.
But that's kind of fucked up. I mean, that's not kind of fucked up. That's pretty fucked up that in
What
a
did he win,
professional
like
sporting team.
one game in 2 years, something like that.
Well, he's being paid to lose. It's really hard to stay motivated when you're being paid to lose. It sounds like a fucking movie, like a comedy movie. I mean, there's several, Ted Lasso is fucking based
I'm
on
just
this
saying
shit.
that if this is what they're admitting to,
Right.
what are they not admitting to?
Yes.
That maybe I'm not as crazy. I'm not saying that everything I said was right. It's very well possible that I
Okay, Whoopi.
overstated some things, and I will fully admit that. But to say that when it rains, it doesn't pour in this situation, that if owners are willing to tell coaches to throw a game because of, because they want the draft pick, at what point does it become, okay, well, I have the Cosa Nostra on my ass. If we don't lose this game or win this game by 2 points or lose this game by, within this spread, so then something bad's gonna, I need that kickback. Here's $1 million to make sure that this game stays within the spread. It all trickles down. It's $1 million to the owner. That's $100,000 to the coach. It's not as implausible in a world where games are already being thrown for other reasons. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying it's not as improbable as it was a week ago, because we now live in a world
at the
where
same time,
coaches are,
though, like we went, and I know at least I did, and I was talking to you about it. Like I looked up, like, hey, what are like the scenarios or the ones where people thought something was going on. And I linked you to that article. It was absolute trash. Like, it made no sense whatsoever what they were.
Oh yeah, that was someone. Yeah, that was a trash article, but that was also before this.
Yeah,
this is a whole new thing that makes me seem a little less crazy. And I always go back to, I remember when because I think this is because it's an experience that maybe only I have. When I was about 15 years old, I worked in the local video store. Remember local video stores?
Yes.
Yeah, I worked at the one in town, and probably Thursdays would be my guess. A guy would come in and he would hand my boss the slip of paper, and it had all the games on it, and he would circle the things on the piece of paper, and he would give him the paper with the cash. And then on Monday, depending upon how he did, either the same guy would come in and hand him his winnings, or a different guy would come in and have to go in the back and make an agreement. So, it's
a payment plan.
Yeah. And the paper guy, I knew him, and he would literally, that was his day. He would go from every store in town and get the thing. And I'm just wondering, is that like an isolated thing that was only in my town?
No, no. If you listen, I mean, Artie Lang did that like every week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
usually
like that's a thing.
They do it on the phone now, I think.
But it's still a thing.
Well, now you can just do it on the fucking internet.
Yeah. Well,
there's
now
an
it's
app
legal.
for that.
Now it's legal.
Right.
So I'm saying, when it was illegal, the idea that all of this money changing hands with no taxes or government involvement at all being kind of shady, to assume that this couldn't trickle up to the actual games itself in a world where coaches are being told to throw games for draft picks, I don't think is so implausibly insane as people said it was.
Congratulations, Wombat, on not being that insane.
Yeah.
Just a little insane.
And that's literally all where I'm going. I'm not as crazy as the comments suggest.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much of this stuff sticks. That these two coaches were unceremoniously fired after being put in terrible situations to begin with.
Mm-hmm. That is
right?
true.
And I don't know if you remember it in 2019. You probably don't remember it because this is just like a game that the Dolphins fans and Bengals fans would remember. There was a game where both the Dolphins and Bengals were competing for the number 1 pick, who was Joe Burrow, and the Dolphins were up 23, I think, going into the fourth quarter, and the Bengals came back and tied it up, and went to overtime, and the Bengals were just all they had to do was lose that game, and they had the number 1 pick. And so I'm sure that's the type of game where I'm like, really? We came back from 23 points down without
we decided to win a game.
Yeah, in this story, where it seems like that owner probably had some stuff going on. It's like, you guys better win. You better lose this game, and they ended up winning it anyways. The Dolphins did, but yeah, this is. I think some of this stuff is coming out because these coaches were fired in a not great way to begin with.
Right.
Neither one of them probably had totally just cause for getting fired after 2 seasons. Hugh Jackson had a horrible record, but he also had a horrible team.
And his name is H-U-E. I mean, what kind of name is that?
Hugh. It's like a light bulb.
Right. That's ridiculous.
He was a Bengals coach for a long time.
He's a bright guy.
What about this guy with the Bill Belichick and the texting, the coach that went for an interview for no reason?
That's Brian Flores. That's the same thing.
Oh, same guy?
Same guy.
Brian Flores is having a week.
Yeah. He should, though. I mean, he got a really raw deal.
Yeah, he got screwed. He got screwed in Miami. Then he got screwed on interviews. The Giants kind of fucked up with that one. And it's like a whole thing. There's a lot of nonsense going on. And, all I'm saying is that I am very interested to see how this legal gambling all pans out, because I feel like it just puts a spotlight on things that people probably didn't notice and or care about as much before.
Mm.
Because now it's not just that there's legal gambling. It's every single commercial during a football game. It's not cars, drugs, and beer anymore. It's bet on football, something else. Bet on football with this app instead, something else. Bet on. You have stadiums named after, I think there's a FanDuel stadium now too, isn't there? Or one of the casinos has a stadium.
There's at least a couple, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And, FanDuel's the official betting app of the NFL. I mean, these are all things that are mind boggling to me.
Right.
The season commercials are the best ones, though.
Because it should be even more mind-boggling for Shipwreck, who grew up in a world with Pete Rose not being in the Hall of Fame. It's just, it's.
So you think the coaches are betting now on their own games on the apps? I don't think
the coaches are betting in the apps. No, I just think that there might be more at play because they're making gambling so mainstream. Where is the money and where's the better money to be made? And if you think the owners care about winning more than they care about money, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if the owners care about winning more than money. I'm not saying it's a player thing or even a coach thing. If anything, it's probably an owner thing. That's my tinfoil hat speech of the day.
Awesome. Let's never speak about football again. Hopefully the Bengals. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully the Bengals win and we can celebrate.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say.
That'll just be a celebratory.
Yes, and then we can never speak about it again. Because now, what do? No reason to watch football anymore for you, Ship. They can't win more. They're probably not going to win again.
Let's just win one.
Yeah. Good plan. I like that.
Before we talk about future stuff, just one.
All right. Let's move on to Watch This Jerks. I think that's a great name because it applies to everybody. No one will feel left out.
Sure.
I watched a couple movies. I watched the new Macbeth movie with Denzel Washington on Apple TV. It's in black and white and also not widescreen for some reason.
That's weird. I feel like that would bother me.
They also made him speak a foreign language.
What? No, what do you mean?
It just seemed like something you would watch.
No, he speaks. It's Shakespeare. There's not subtitles.
Mm-hmm. Did he see a dagger before him?
I did turn on the captions though at one point just to to better understand the dialogue. It's really like, I mean, I've never read Macbeth or seen a movie or anything, so I didn't know anything about it. And I guess it was a good version of Macbeth. I enjoyed it. It was very artistic looking. I don't know why it had to be in 4:3. I guess they were inspired.
How Shakespeare intended.
Just like Justice League, right? I think they were inspired.
Also how Shakespeare intended.
Yeah. Black and white and 4:3. That's where all the best art is. It was good. If you have Apple TV, I'd recommend checking it out. Get a little culture. Watch some Shakespeare. Denzel was great. All the acting was really good. The woman from Fargo is in it.
Frances McDormand. She's married to the director.
She was great in it. I don't know that I knew anybody else, but it was good. It's cool. Artsy fartsy. You love it. Everybody loves it.
It's Shakespeare. We all love Shakespeare.
Also artsy fartsy. I bought the Scarface 4K disc and I made Ty watch it with me. He was home from school on Tuesday for I guess like Chinese New Year.
What did Ty think about Scarface?
He liked it. Ty's like a man now, Ship. You don't even know. Look at this picture. He had to wear like dark makeup today for drama. And he looks like a guy. He came home and I was like, what the fuck? He looked like a goth. But he liked Scarface a lot. I would say that the 4K version's looking pretty good. It was worth the $15 I paid for on Amazon. That movie's still pretty entertaining. It is not Shakespeare, but it is entertaining. And Ty liked it. He said, like, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep after watching this, but he had no problem.
You should have watched the new SpongeBob movie instead.
No.
That's on Paramount Plus, and since I have that now, my son wanted to watch that, but my son is 10, so I guess that's different. It's not very good. I'm not gonna mince words. It's a little slow, maybe a little sleep inducing, but the animation, which is very different from the show, it's this kind of, it's computers, it's CGI, but it's CGI to kind of look like claymation. So it's this sort of weird kind of hybrid look. It's actually really cool. I recommend checking out that animation, but you don't have to watch the whole thing.
Nobody has Paramount Plus.
It's okay.
If you have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I watched it because we got Paramount Plus, so we could watch the Paw Patrol movie like everybody else. And then we watched that because that was the only other thing on Paramount Plus. And then we canceled.
I also watched The Line Goes Up. That's the 2 hour and 20-minute YouTube movie that Folding Human put together about NFTs that people were talking about. And I watched that. So now I know all about NFTs and why they're not really good at anything.
Oh, okay. Now you know.
In case you were wondering if there was any like really good, like practical usage for them. Not really, other than making crypto more valuable. That's pretty much it. But I would totally recommend watching the video. It's called, type The Line Goes Up into YouTube and you'll learn. It's a 2 hour crash course in NFTs. And then nobody can say you're not educated about NFTs when they start talking to you about NFTs or you see ads about them like I do.
I could take.
Nobody's ever talked to me about NFTs.
Well, you don't go anywhere.
I have a PhD in it, and I guarantee you half the comments would be how I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna just stick with no knowledge and still be told.
It was interesting though. I mean, it's interesting to know, like, because you're reading about it all the time. You figure like I'd like to learn, at least understand it a little better. And it's just amazing, like how well. It's like a really solid, long documentary that's just right on YouTube. Some guy just put up on YouTube. Great.
You can do that.
Yeah. What a world.
Sure.
What a world. Matt writes in and says, every time I hear Cheapy talk about anything Star Wars, it's all just about how much he dislikes it. Cheapy, do you enjoy anything Star Wars? I enjoy the old Star Wars mostly. I've enjoyed some of the new stuff, like the anime thing that they put out. I forgot Star Wars Visions. That's pretty cool. And I started watching Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett?
Yes, also known as the Bobalorian, or
that's funny.
How about Fandalorian?
It's not as good.
Okay, because it's just all fan service. Yeah, if you have to explain it's not good.
Yeah, I get it, but yeah, it's not as good.
People said, like Wombat, you said last week, you got to watch it. You don't have to watch the other episode. This is like a self-contained episode, and I did watch it, and it was okay. It was like it got me interested. And then
Overwhelmed.
the one that came out today, people were saying was really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it. And I did. And then I made you watch it. Or I asked that
Yes.
you should. I told you that you should probably watch it.
And I did.
I thought it was pretty good. Like,
I liked it.
it was a big cliffhanger at the end. And I stood up and I went, you fuckers. I literally did that in a room by myself. But it's entertaining. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to, I want to spoil like some stuff. Like,
I think there are certain things you could say, like there was some awesome CGI technology in it that was better than I've probably seen that style of CGI before.
Right. Like, there might be some spoilers in the next 2 minutes. So if you don't want to be exposed, just fast forward for episode 6. But if you remember in season 2 of The Mandalorian, the last episode, they had CGI Luke, and he was very distracting. They did not have the technology to do CGI Luke.
And that was
like
what
video game Luke.
Yeah, and that was like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So now we're fast forwarding, and it's amazing what they were able to do in probably a year's time with the technology. Because yes, as GP is alluding to, Luke was back this week.
And he's looking good.
And he looked like Luke. Like it wasn't weird.
Right. I had to, you remember like in the Mandalorian episode, like he didn't do much. Like you see him fighting, but not his face at the same time. And when they tried not to show his face as much as possible, they showed a lot of his like lower body. And this one, he's like jumping around. He's doing everything. He's got a lot of dialogue. They're just like, all right, you made fun of us from the first one. Now look what we can do. We don't even need actors anymore. We can just fucking conjure them up on a computer, and you wouldn't. I thought like they even might have hired a guy that looked like young Mark Hamill. I wasn't sure at first, so I was pretty impressed. And
it was good. It was good enough to get my wife to watch this episode.
It's just funny. It's funny how the best episodes of the Book of Boba Fett have, like, the last episode had 0 Boba Fett.
I think he had one line in this episode.
He had maybe 60 seconds. I don't even think of 60 seconds.
Work.
He was, which honestly is true. The less Boba Fett says, the better off he is. I mean, in this episode, it was, he sees the Mandalorian and he goes, "What's up, dog?" And then it cuts to credits.
Yeah.
Written by Dave Filoni.
He basically just needs to walk up to people and tell them whether or not they're good or not if they're dead.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Just every line. You're okay to me, dead.
LeBlorst of Times in the chat says, that's the Boba Fett people love, showing up for one scene and saying one thing. Yeah, I mean, that's canon.
Literally is why we liked Boba Fett, yes.
He looked cool in that suit of armor. He just sort of stood there.
It's the same thing they went with Darth Maul, right? Like, Darth Maul in the movie, like, whether you like Phantom Menace or not, he was a cool bad guy that didn't have much to say. He had like 3 lines. He just looked cool.
Yes.
That's all Boba Fett had going for him too. Like, that dude looks cool. That's
what a lot of Star Wars had going for it, is this guy looks cool. He'll be on screen for 30 seconds.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yeah. It's hard to make a whole show with him, and I guess.
You know what, though? I think the way they're doing it is smart, is they're not making a whole show with him. Right. They're centering it around him and what his needs are, but it's not a whole show about him.
This sounds like an I think you should leave sketch. Your pitch.
That's the first pitch that's made me want to watch the show, Wombat. I need to find out what Boba Fett's needs are.
He has needs.
We don't know. It's the book of Boba Fett, so there's a lot of things in his book. It's not just Boba Fett.
Is there a physical book?
No, there is no physical book.
Also, still waiting for Grogu Dome. Hashtag Grogu Dome.
Well, that's sort of up in the air. They left that little cliffhanger for us. I think
look, it's like when they show the gun, you know it's going to get fired. We've seen the dome. You can't just have an empty dome in the spaceship.
I don't know. I feel like it's also that thing where it's like maybe it's kind of like it makes you sad every time you see the dome.
But people, they haven't. No. No, it's coming. Grogu Dome is coming. Shipwreck called it.
As my wife said at the end of the episode, or near the end of the episode, Luke's a dick.
Well,
Luke's a dick.
he's letting Grogu choose, even though we don't know what kind of intelligence he has.
Yeah, Luke's a dick. A real friend doesn't do that.
Well, he's not a friend. He's his teacher. Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
He's using the Socratic method. No, I don't. All right. You should watch these episodes, Chip. Just watch episode 5 and 6. You don't need to watch any of the other episodes. I swear. And there's even recaps before them, so you really don't need to watch the other episodes. You won't miss anything. So that was good. We watched that. So yes, Matt, there is good Star Wars. It's just it's far and few between at this point.
This is something that I heard people like rumbling about. Do you think that if they just said, you know what, everything that's happened between episode 7 on, all of that more recent reboot stuff, we're gonna scrap it and we're gonna start over again from this Mandalorian Boba Fett timeline and make movies forward from there as if that other stuff hasn't happened?
And use all CG actors, get Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, everybody.
The whole point is that you don't need those people.
Oh, you don't?
No,
I like those people.
Oh, I know you like those people, but
I clapped when I saw R2-D2.
Oh, see, you're like mega spoiling it now.
What do you mean? He was whatever. Wasn't he in the other ones? He was in the other episodes.
No, that was the first time I think we've seen him.
No, because
yeah, he was in the other thing. Yeah.
All right. What else have I watched? Oh, I watched the new HBO series, The Gilded Age. Some more highbrow television. This is Downton Abbey, but in New York in like what year? Late 1800s, I think.
I believe that is The Gilded Age. Yes.
It's pretty good. It's cool to see. Like they filmed a lot of it on Long Island. A lot of it in Old Bethpage, in the park there between the Armor Museum and the Old Bethpage Park.
Old Bethpage Village.
Village. Yep. And I think it still might be there. Like they built like a whole city street from Manhattan, like Fifth Avenue. I'm not sure if it's still there, but
that would be cool. I would go back. I haven't been there in forever because my kids kind of outgrew it. But
no, you never outgrow that shit. What? How dare you? I fucking love that place.
A lot of fun. Ship, your kids would probably love it. Next time you're here, maybe we'll go to Old Bethpage Village.
Is that different than where we went last time?
No, didn't we go there?
Some old village last time.
We went there.
You went there. Never mind. You guys
don't have that
how
much.
many old villages are you going to take me to?
As many as we can.
As many as we possibly can.
Who doesn't love an old village? Anyway, The Gilded Age is really good. It's like Downton Abbey, except they don't have British accents anymore. So if you found that part annoying, good luck. I mean, good news. We've got you covered. There's only 2 episodes so far, and we've watched them. It's good. And they wrote it Downtown Abbey in the HBO app, and one of my Twitter followers caught it after I tweeted it out. What else have you been watching?
I watched the After Party, which is
I watched the first episode of that.
Okay, that's on Apple Plus, right? Yeah. And that's from Christopher Miller, who with his partner, they did Into the Spider-Verse and the 21 Jump Street movies and a ton of other things you've probably seen and enjoyed. This is a comedy mystery where someone is murdered at an after party after a high school reunion, and Tiffany Haddish, the detective, is trying to figure out who the murderer is, and she does it by interviewing everyone at the party, and every episode is that person retelling
the same thing you talked about. It's the Rochambeau method that you talked about last time.
It's a Rashomon. I was getting to that. It's a Rashomon show where everyone is telling their experience, and what makes
gotta catch them all.
Yes, what makes it fun and unique is that every episode, when they retell the story, is also told in it as a different genre. So the second episode is, the person that's telling the story tells it like he's an action hero. And then in the third episode, because there's only been 3 episodes, the narrator is telling the story as if it's in a musical. Okay. So everyone
it's
tells
clever.
It. Yeah.
It's interesting. It makes you want to see the different angles that everybody had of the story. Even in the first episode, there's 2 different genres. There's the avant-garde.
Oh yeah, that's
genre,
like really
and
short.
The rom-com in there as well. Yeah, it's clever. I'm looking forward to it. I'm
It's
looking.
got Sam Richardson, who's in I Think You Should Leave a lot. So it's got that going for
The
you.
Ghost of Christmas Future, you mean?
Yes, you know it.
There's some really bad stuff going on. The Bone Army. Skeltrex.
So it's totally worth your time, actually, Chiefy. I think you would really like it. It's clever. It's cute.
Okay.
The first episode is probably like 10 minutes too long, but the other episodes are shorter. I think it works better as a slightly shorter show. And I'm excited to see, because I haven't figured out who did it. I have my suspicions, but I don't know who did it yet.
I think that's supposed to be how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I'm saying it's got me hooked in.
Nice.
Like Only Murders in the Building.
It almost has the same intro.
Yeah. It's got like an Only Murders vibe to it.
What else?
Oh, did you know that they relaunched Behind the Music?
Who's
That's
they?
also on Paramount. The Paramount people.
Oh.
Remember that show, Behind the Music?
VH1.
20 years ago? Yeah,
Sure.
VH1. I watched the Huey Lewis episode with Huey Lewis now. He's in his early 70s. He's completely deaf now.
Yeah. Mm.
He can't sing anymore because he's deaf.
Right.
He can't go on tour anymore.
Right.
And they just re-interviewed him and showed him clips of when he was 20 years younger and
Yeah.
could hear.
Yeah.
They're like, so what were you thinking here? What was that like? And he goes, yeah, those were better times. It was really depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he lose his hearing?
He has a disease that caused his eardrums to literally just explode.
It's a bad disease.
It is a bad disease. He's like, yeah, I went on stage one night and I just heard a loud pop and then I couldn't hear anything anymore.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is the
You can't
most
fix that shit?
horrifying thing I've ever heard of my entire life.
Yikes. We can't fix his ears? Like all this technology? I feel like we should be able to fix his ears.
I don't know. And it's like, I don't think, things are definitely
a new drug.
Yikes.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
Huey.
Yeah, poor Huey. It basically, yeah, seems like a nice guy. He had he does mention that he had pension set up for the band. So if something like this ever happened to him, at least the band members still get paid.
The news, you mean?
Like, the news for the news, which I'm like, you know what? It's hard to be mad at the guy.
Can't
he's
be mad
thinking
Mad
about
at Huey Lewis?
For going deaf? You're mad at him for going deaf?
I am mad at him.
Wow, that's weird. Weird flex.
It's my flex. I get mad. I'm mad at deaf people all the time.
Right. He ruined it for you. You used to like his songs, and now there's no new songs.
Now there's no new songs. So,
did anybody watch? Carl Kramer writes in and wants to know if we watched the new Halo trailer. Also on Paramount Plus. I feel like this episode's sponsored by Paramount Plus. It's not.
Well, now that I have it, I'm gonna watch stuff on it.
You gonna watch the Halo show?
I'll probably check it out. I watched the trailer. It seems like it's gonna be a show.
It seems like they spend money on it. Like it looked pretty good.
Visually, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I can't. But the story in Halo is always like such nonsense. Are they gonna is it gonna be more of that nonsense or like a new kind of?
It's I don't know. It seemed like it was. It seemed like it was taken from the books a lot. Like it seemed like it was going back to like making him a super soldier type of thing, and
he's under their control. He's like RoboCop basically, or
a voluntary RoboCop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like oh no, what was the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme? Wasn't he like one of those?
Time Cop.
No, with a soldier.
Universal Soldier.
That's
Soldier
the one.
Cop.
Dolph Lundgren, maybe not him.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Or
Yeah.
both of
That's
them?
Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren. He had the necklace with the ears on it.
Yikes.
You never saw the original Universal Soldier movie. Am I the only one who saw that?
No,
movie?
I think
I saw it. It's been 30 years.
The only thing I remember about that movie is Dolph Lundgren wore a necklace with ears on it.
And it was red. I believe the whole movie was red.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but okay. What else we got here? Oh, Dave writes in and he says, needs to check in with Wombat about Saturday Night Live. We've had some pretty good episodes recently. Curious where he stands on the new cast members.
I think the season's been mixed. I think Willem Dafoe's episode was last weekend. I didn't really love it. It was a little flat. I guess. Yeah. I really like the Please Don't Destroy video that they had on it. Cheapy, you should look up Please Don't Destroy on YouTube.
Okay.
They're like a little comedy troupe that does, they're writers on the show right now. They're not cast members, but they let them do sketches like every 2 or 3 episodes. They're short and they're quick and they're funny, and it's your type of humor. I also think James Austin Johnson's impersonations are pretty stellar. He's one of the new cast members. He's pretty impressive.
What score do you give it out of 10 this season so far?
Probably 7.
All right, some room for improvement.
It's a 21 cast member cast right now, and it's like rotating because certain cast members are out off shooting things, which is a new thing that Lorne Michaels is letting cast members do this season. So I feel like you're not getting that kind of repertory feeling
right
from the cast members that you might have had in the past. And I think the show is suffering for it. Although I will take this over the special guest star for no reason that they were doing the last couple of years. Like, I don't need to see Alec Baldwin every week. I'd much rather see a cast member try and do something new. So it's a hit or miss thing. Oh yes, and so I mentioned in the chat, Finestra mentioned that Peyton Manning was on Weekend Update and he was great, and Peyton Manning was on Weekend Update and he was pretty great. That was the highlight of the show.
Oh wow,
Peyton Manning, yeah, he's pretty funny.
All right, new segment, Wombat.
I heard he got $100,000 for that too. So
he is in all the betting commercials.
You got a lot more than that, probably.
He is. He's in the Caesars one.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, new segment, Wombat's Virtue Signal, where we ask Wombat the hot topics of the day, but he has to answer them very quickly, and he doesn't get to hear them ahead of time. So, Wombat, should artists be pulling their music from Spotify over the Joe Rogan thing? Yes, they all should be pulling it.
Everyone.
So should we, as CAGcast podcasters, should we be pulling our podcast from Spotify?
Do we make money from it?
I mean, indirectly it counts as, we don't get that many listens. I'd say we get like 800 listens per show on Spotify.
Sure, let's pull us from Spotify. Go for it.
I don't know that I know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make a difference.
If there's a button,
tweet out the same ultimatum that Neil Young did.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not Neil Young.
I have to do that first before pulling.
Yeah, that's how they know how to cancel it.
Okay.
If you tweet out that.
Okay, I'll see if I remember to do that tomorrow. Okay, number 2.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a big fan of the disinformation. I don't mind them adding a disclaimer.
Yes.
Or a correction.
Okay, so you think they've taken good action on this, Spotify?
I think that action can be taken without having to remove Joe Rogan or censor him. I'm not saying that's what needs to be done. I'm just saying that there's responsibility when you're paying someone an exclusive contract. Then he works for you as would any show on any network be held up to some sort of responsibility by that network.
Definitely, there's got to be some standard.
Yep.
And and the second topic
is there.
What's that?
We're on there.
I know, but what's not for long though.
Mm-hmm.
Not for long. Well, unless they may be the CAGcast that gets Joe to change. No, but he already said they already said they're going to do some shit.
I know. If I'd like them to do something, and
should we wait and see before we pull our stuff off of Spotify?
Sure, we'll wait. We'll wait and see if it gets worse.
Let's not
be hasty.
This is a democracy. It's not just my decision.
Pump the brakes here a little bit. Let's see how this plays out.
I like that Spotify, like I'm in my car and when I turn on Spotify, they make recommendations for podcasts and I get recommended Joe Rogan and some podcasts for older gay athletic men podcast. I don't know what it's called. Like, I forgot what it's called, but it's right there. It was this 1 and 2 are the recommendations. Topic number 2 for your virtual signal.
How to talk to other men in Orange Theory.
No.
The podcast.
Was it like Fit Daddies or something like that?
Yeah, that was it, I think. Something like that. Is that everything that you know?
It sounds like that's what it would be called.
I could probably go on there. Oh, it's all wet here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I spilled something. Anyway, topic number 2, Wombat. Did Whoopi Goldberg deserve her suspension from The View for saying that the Holocaust was not a race thing?
Probably not. I think that she was misinformed. I think that she learned a lot in the last couple of days. I don't think Whoopi Goldberg is anti-Semitic.
She did apologize.
She did apologize. I think she learned something that she probably just never probably had to think about before. And as someone who's put their foot in their mouth before in their lifetime, I can appreciate someone learning and growing. And I feel this way pretty much about anyone who says something stupid in a public forum. If you're willing to learn and grow and accept responsibility for the dumbass thing you said, then we as a people should be able to accept growth in human beings.
And also, like, I'm sure they say a lot of wrong shit on that show. It just happens to be this is a topic where if you aren't going to be right about it, just don't say anything. You know, you don't need to. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Wombat. Like, whatever. She misspoke. She was speaking off the cuff.
I don't think she misspoke. I just think she just didn't know any better.
That could be too. But I mean, she misspoke in the terms of saying something that's not correct. And I'm sure she wasn't reading off a teleprompter. She just, she's doing a show. She's talking off the hip, and you say some stupid shit sometimes.
Trust me, been there, done that.
All right, let's move on. Good job in Wombat, the first first segment of Wombat's Virtue Signal. Let's move on to new releases.
I've been playing one.
Yes.
I got sent a code for Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
I've heard of that game.
I've been playing that on the Series X.
How's that look on the Series X?
The environments look very nice. Like this is the first game I would say in a while that I've played of like a mature type of game.
Mm-hmm.
And like right off the bat, like this thing goes for, I don't know, some shock value, right? Like it opens up. I'm like 3 hours into this game at this point, right?
I heard you have to play like 12 hours before it opens up.
It seems like just playing 3 hours, I feel like I've done basically nothing.
Yeah.
Like, right.
That seems to be the knock that I've read on many reviews.
It's big, right? Like
I've heard
early on, you start off and you eventually get to like this house, and it's a zombie game, right? Like it's a apocalyptic zombie game. It plays a lot like the first game so far, right? There's a lot of climbing. There's a lot of swinging and hitting zombies in the head with a bat repeatedly. You've got the destructible weapons, the stamina bar, all the stuff that have been in this and Dead Island from the get-go. So you start off and you go to this house, and the house is just like it was an end of the world party. So it was a party where everybody knew they were going to die, and it's just all these like skeletons around, like in this like really nice. It kind of looks like your house, GP.
Ooh,
it's like a mid-century modern.
Are all the skeletons in compromising positions?
Some of them are. So there's a couple of them that are. Other ones are just like there's somebody just like hanging out in an air tube in the pool, or like people like hugging. Like it's
grim. It's
pretty like, I don't know, traumatic. The whole thing, like, so it's like setting the stage early for like, oh, this is going to be a little depressing, I guess. So the gameplay, like I said, so far you're doing the same type of like parkour type of stuff. The first game was mainly a city, right? Like it was city environments. This is
the ocean. You're in the middle of the ocean.
Under the ocean.
It looks like I can't remember where is it at. It looks like a Pacific Northwest type of environment so far.
Trees, redwoods,
trees, mountainous areas, like not all like city based.
Skeletons that are bones and bones.
Yeah. So you're doing the same type of stuff that you were in the first game. I'm liking it. I like the first game a lot. I really like the Dead Island games because they had that jank to them. The Dying Light games don't have as much jank. And I don't know, for some reason I like the jank version of the game more than
you're missing the jank.
I miss this one. Has a lot of polish to it, right? But I don't know, it's good. I like it a lot.
Well, I remember when the first one came out, didn't it? It took them a while. They added a lot to it.
They added a lot to the first game, and they supported it for a long time. And like this one has a ton of content, right? Like they came out, and for better or worse, so there's like 500 hours of content in this game, and it's like, oh, there's only a select few that need 500 hours of content right out the gate.
And I feel like the developers are the type that if they get enough feedback from people saying, okay, this game takes too long to get going, that they could even conceivably add an option to, speed that up a little bit somehow.
Yeah. And I'm playing on the normal difficulty. I don't know if I can change down to easy. I might change down to easy at some point in this game because I don't know. It's fun to like fight the zombies, but it takes too long to fight the zombies because it wants you to like try to avoid the zombies at the same time.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's good. It's a solid game. I think it's only going to get better over time.
Awesome.
It just seems it needs to get rolling a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I have that on PC, the first one, and pretty cool.
I think this is my last GCU pre-order.
End of an era.
It was I got sent a code, but I'd ordered this game like so long ago. Like I can't even find it. Like Best Buy sent me like an email saying my pre-order was getting ready to ship or whatever. And I'm like, oh, do I like go on there and cancel it? Because they sent me the game. And like I can't even find my order on the Best Buy website because it's just like so long ago. Like It's not showing up anywhere.
It's funny.
Yeah. So Dying Light 2, Stay Human. It seems like a pretty solid game.
Cool. What else we got in new releases?
I played a little of that Taiko Drum Master game.
Oh, interesting.
On the Xbox.
How do you like it?
It's cute enough.
You need the drums. Like without the drums.
Yeah, it's not the same with the controller, but it's on Game Pass, so I figured I'd check it out.
Do they sell drums for this?
I don't think so. At least not on the Xbox.
Not that I know of on Xbox. They have them I have the drums for the Switch version.
And they don't work with the Xbox.
They don't work with
I
the
don't
Xbox.
think so.
No.
Too bad.
They need to get the drums out. I mean, but it's on Game Pass, so
yeah,
I'll check it out.
That's why I checked it out. I'm like, oh, it's on Game Pass. So,
I played the Apple Arcade version, and that plays okay because you're tapping.
Yeah,
it's still not the same, but it's still
not the same.
Yeah.
You know what else came out that's not on here? I didn't play it, but I didn't know if you had, Cheapy. The Far Cry 6 Rambo expansion.
I didn't even know that was a thing. This is the first I'm hearing.
They have a Rambo expansion on Far Cry. It's free. And you get the Rambo exploding bow and arrow set when you play it.
And what do you do? Is it Rambo story or anything? Or
I don't think so. I think it's like Rambo. It's like you're playing in a Rambo inspired thing. But
isn't this the first person game?
It is a first person game. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
What? It's Rambo.
Yeah, but I mean, I could be anybody. You're first person.
No, you're going to be you're the normal character you are in the game, I think, right?
Yeah, but you're like going on a mission that like
Rambo's with you. Rambo's with you.
He's sending you on a mission. I don't even think he's with you.
He's texting you at some point during the mission.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta go and do the thing.
Right. Don't kill him. Don't forget to kill him.
Go, you save it. Don't do it. Boom.
What else?
That's all I got.
Okay. There's the new Pokemon game. No one playing that? No.
I have not yet.
Ty heard good things. Ty told me he heard good things.
Good. That probably will find its way into my house at some point. But.
Yeah. Ty said his friends tell him it's good. What else? Anything? No. All right.
I think that's pretty much it for new releases.
All right, let's move this. Hold on. Let's move this for later. Where are we? Let's move on to GPD's Wombat's Fortnightly News. What do you got, Wombat?
So there's a fun new glitch in Fortnite that I think they already fixed, but I put the funny video clip on my Twitter if you want to see it, where if you take a tire and throw it at the giant statue of Dwayne Johnson that's in the middle of the Fortnite map. And when I say giant, I mean you could see it from anywhere on the Fortnite map. If you hit him with a tire, the whole statue falls down. And
It's a glitch, or that's
it's a glitch. It's not supposed to happen, and the statue just kind of topples over, and the physics are kind of wonky because it's not supposed to happen, and it's really funny. That's really all I got. Is that's my big Fortnite update of the week.
nice.
Yeah, it made me laugh. I posted a video because I had
saw
to
it.
try it myself.
I
Yeah.
watched it. I lived
See,
it.
did it make you laugh? Like, look at the
I was
rock
like-
fall down.
I was like, what kind of battle royale is this where you can take the time to throw something at a statue and watch it fall down? Like, aren't you trying to avoid being shot?
The best kind.
Okay, fair enough.
The best kind. The kind where I can collect feathers for new hats for a character. I'm not even making that up. I'm going around the map collecting feathers to unlock new hats. Mhm.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Yep.
Mhm.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
What else?
Suicide Squad is being delayed to 2023.
Surprise.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
know. I was
surprise.
looking forward to that. It's what's crazy. Rocksteady hasn't released the game in close. It'll be, I think, 8 years since the last Arkham game.
Hmm.
So I'm not saying that that's bad because I actually like that they're able to take their time and make something that hopefully is polished and great.
Is that just to give
Right.
them more time to get bought by somebody?
Maybe they're waiting. Crazier things have happened. I mean,
Well, they're
even
not making
Wordle-
any money building a game, right? I mean,
Right.
I think people are still buying the Batman games, but
not enough.
yeah,
I don't think.
I don't think it's enough. Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy because they don't have like I don't know what their revenue stream is.
Need some more.
Yeah, maybe they are in that process. Maybe that's why they say 2023. I think we'll probably find out if it is more sooner than later.
I bet they're in that process.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Sony.
And after this week, I was going to go the other way, but sure.
Sony's like, yeah. Sony. I'm sure
just wondering-
Sony.
It's more
I'm wondering-
Sony's budget / like kind of their strategy. It looks like of going over after specific games and rather than entire studio type that
The only reason
large
why-
IPs.
I'm just wondering how they feel with how Warner Brothers would feel about being with a company that already has an exclusive right, video game wise, competitor thing, Spider-Man, something. Batman and Spider-Man being exclusive characters on a console could be weird.
They probably don't care as long as they get money. They
That's
probably can get over it pretty quickly.
That's true. I don't know. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen or that I'd be surprised if it happened.
Well, they might be getting. I don't know. It might not be Sony or Microsoft. It might be Tencent or
yeah,
somebody
that's
else
true,
that's going after them. I don't know.
True.
It just seems like somebody would be going after them.
NetEase.
And they probably need some funding at this point.
NetEase was another Chinese gaming company, and they owned part of Bungie. Or they invested in Bungie.
Mhm.
Some other news: Wordle was sold to the New York Times.
Yep, it sure was for something in the low seven figures. So, a couple $1,000,000 for getting made for your girlfriend isn't bad.
I
And you
heard that
can-
was because New York Times wanted to put it in all the other newspapers. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the New York Times was thinking of getting out of, the actual hard newspaper business, and they were going to focus solely on, software, game software. They want
Subscriptions.
they want their crossword puzzles and Wordles on every. Okay, this is already. I think
To be honest, like I wouldn't be surprised if they actually were getting out of the printing business. Like that can't
Well,
be.
yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense these days.
you'd be surprised.
That would be.
Yes. You would be.
What else? Oh, another gaming company just gave up on NFTs like a day after announcing them. This time it was Team 17.
Team 17.
And they were going to do some Worms shit. And people were just like, nope. How do they not know? Is nobody paying attention? Like, I mean,
I don't
If you're the
know.
Worms people, it makes sense on a
On
very
paper.
basic level, right? Because
Animal.
all of your characters look exactly the same,
yes,
and you can just give them new sunglasses.
that's what
or-
NFTs
or
mostly
top
are.
hats,
Mhm.
right? Like it makes a lot of sense. I'm like, here's my stupid worm with with a monocle on this one.
It's an animal that they can randomly generate clothing and features on. And that's
Right.
what most
So
NFTs
I'm
are.
sure that's what they were thinking.
Right. These seem
And-
to be popular.
Yeah.
The gamers do not like it. They do not want to hear anything about NFTs in games. There are games that are NFT games. All right. And there or NFT games that are in development.
Can we please move on? Just move next topic. No more
NFTs.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
next
Well, if
one.
you put some more topics on here, we could move on to some
Nope.
topics.
Move on. I understand there aren't many, but I don't care. I'm like
Sony
I
bought
can't.
Bungie. That's one.
Yeah, Sony bought Bungie. Let's talk about how Sony is getting out of the console business and is focused on developing games now for consoles, all the consoles, right? That's what they're doing. Sony, they're buying. They have Insomniac and Bungie, and they're gonna make games, and they're gonna put them on the streaming service for all the other consoles.
Bungie has said on their website that they are making everything
By the way,
multi-platform.
I sound like an idiot when I say that, right?
Yeah, you did. You didn't really.
Right?
You didn't
Like,
really. Sell
Yeah.
that one.
Uh-huh. You sound like just a reminder. If I sound like an idiot when I say that,
So, but this one's the messaging around this one's really weird, right? Like, so Sony bought them for $3.6 billion,
It's a good amount of money.
but Bungie's still being independent.
As independent as you can when someone buys you for $3.6 billion.
Exactly, as independent as you are in that situation, and they're still saying that they're putting their games out on all the platforms.
Did they say all the platforms or just multi-platforms?
Well,
The way they structured it, it seemed like it was.
I play Destiny on Steam, Xbox, or Stadia. Will my platform still be supported? Yes.
You play Destiny, yes. Your
Bungie has
current
future
version-
games. Bungie has future games in development. Will they now become PlayStation exclusives? No. We want the worlds we are creating to extend to anywhere people play games. We will continue to be self-published, creatively independent, and we will continue to drive one unified Bungie community.
Again, it means they're not saying that. They're really dancing around it. So the current Destiny you have that you could play on your Xbox, you could still play on your Xbox. But future games will not only be playable on PlayStations. That does not mean that you can play it on an Xbox.
Yeah, that could be what it is, but they're still like, I don't know. It's not as transparent as some of the other ones.
Like
it's
multi-platform
strange.
could mean PlayStation and PC.
It definitely means that.
Yeah,
Definitely means that.
That's what I think. That's what I think they're saying. I would be surprised, as we say with all these, that anyone is spending $3.5 billion to just let it hang out on their main competitor's console.
It's weird, but this one has a chance because it's only one game.
It is only one game,
right? It's a much different.
I don't think. I mean,
scenario.
I know they want Bungie to make other games for Sony.
There's only so much Bungie.
I was gonna say, well, now they have a little bit more Bungie. I don't know. Some spongy Bungie going on.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I play Destiny on Steam, Xbox, or Stadia. Will my platform still be supported? Yes.
Yeah. No. It's the question is, I play this existing game on these things. Will I be able to continue playing this existing game on those things? The question isn't, I want to play Destiny 3 on my Xbox. Can I play Destiny 3 on my Xbox?
So is
that a question?
You think they're just talking about
Destiny? Question with a fucking yes or no answer, then I will stop saying something.
I mean, they're talking. So you think they're talking about the original Destiny? Destiny 1?
Destiny 2.
They didn't say Destiny 2. They say I play Destiny.
Yeah, then yeah.
So just Destiny 1.
Just existing Destiny.
No, because they would say Destiny 2. But they say Destiny. That means Destiny 1 and future Destiny.
They're being intentionally cryptic.
Why?
Because
it's part of an acquisition.
We had this conversation.
We had the same exact conversation before.
They can't say anything because of how it affects everything else because this deal isn't done yet.
Sure.
So they can't say one way or another yet. at this time. They can only say the way things are right now. And the
Right.
question is, can I play Destiny on my Destiny on everything? The answer is yes, you could play your Destiny on everything because that's the way it is today.
You think
The
Destiny is
wording
going to...
about them being independent though, and their publishing and everything is really strange for like that's weirder than all this nonsense about exclusives and everything. Like, what? Why would you pay 3.6 billion for that? Doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
I mean, just reading this now, it's not that obtuse, really. It's Bungie maintains full creative control and publishing independence of the Destiny universe. Publishing independence of the Destiny universe.
Just of Destiny.
Sure,
okay.
sure.
That makes more sense. Okay. That makes more sense to me. I missed the just of Destiny portion.
That's in the infographic that they put out.
Gotcha. So then Sony gets...
But what else can they do? They're going to make Destiny...
Whatever.
They may spin off.
They're going to make something else that's exactly the same as Halo and Destiny, but another universe that's not called Halo or Destiny.
Right. And they can use...
It's called Resistance. Remember Resistance?
Well, now they got money to make more than one game at a time.
What was that game that they had where it was like a billion people fighting each other all at once? What was that game? Remember that game? What the hell was that game called? It was a PlayStation online game. It was like 50 on 50.
That was Massive Action Game.
Massive
I used to
Action
play
Game. That. Yeah, they should remake that. Why is that not a thing anymore?
It did. It's called Battlefield.
I'm saying, but it's not a PlayStation Sony made game.
Well, MAG is not going to sell any boxes, but
no, but it's something that you could put as free play for a free to play game that would probably do well in the Sony ecosystem, especially if you slap the Bungie name on it. And you could sell people some skins that look like your favorite Destiny characters. And congratulations. You have a little money printing machine.
Probably want to do something else, I'm thinking.
I think you want to make a Space Marine game.
Yeah, why not?
That's been what Bungie has made over the last...
You mean a Space Marine action game?
20 years?
Yeah.
I know they had their... They had their strategy games back in the Apple days.
Well, what about Killzone is brought up in the chat too? They could make a Killzone, Bungie's Killzone.
Why?
I liked Killzone a lot.
It's a name. It's an IP.
They probably don't want to do that though.
I don't know.
They're going to want to look. They're self-published and creatively independent. They don't want to be making MAG or fucking.
When it comes to
Killzone.
Destiny, they are.
Only when it comes to Destiny,
they're self-published and creatively
when it
independent.
comes to not Destiny,
when it becomes with other ones, they're not independently creative.
No, it says we will continue. It says Bungie has future games in development. Will they now become PlayStation exclusives? We will continue to be self-published, creatively independent, and we will continue to drive one unified Bungie community.
That's like a non-answer.
It doesn't even make sense then.
That's like, are we going to McDonald's for dinner tonight? We're going to have dinner tonight. It's going to be food, and everyone is going to get to eat.
I don't know.
Let's wait a few months to see what happens with this.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'd say like the way they've worded it on the website, they do make it sound like more so than the other acquisitions.
Yeah, but we've also read their stories before. They don't make sense.
You think they have the story writers are writing the press releases and the marketing materials?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It makes just as much sense as what these sentences are saying.
Right. There's a lot of talk about sacred orbs and stuff in these press releases. So yeah, you're all right. I see. All right. Let's see. Where are we here on this outline? Oh, let's go to Chibi's stupid PC corner. I've been playing games. Remember when you said I don't play games? I bought a game and I played it just to shut you guys up. I bought Inscription, which is a game that Wombat you are going to really enjoy when it comes to Xbox or whatever, because it is Slay the Spire. But
I like that game.
With a very cool, I guess 32-bit graphics. The whole concept is you're trapped in a room with death, and you have to play cards against him to get out of there. And there's a little bit you can get up from the table and walk around. There's shit going on. It's a very cool vibe, and the gameplay is it's card shit, just like Slay the Spire. You know what you're getting into, except it doesn't there's no representation of the fight going on. It's just you're head to head with this guy at a table and card battling him. So that's called Inscription. It was a lot of game writers' favorite game favorite game list for last year. So I'm sure that it's very console friendly. So it's just a matter of time.
Maybe even Game Pass if I'm lucky.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like those kind of games. I will definitely play it.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Like Slay the Spire. That's a good one.
Yeah,
good game.
This one even has like sort of like a better vibe because there's like sort of like a story going on around it that you're in, and like you're trying to figure out like why are you in this room with this guy playing cards.
Sounds good.
CAGbag time. Shanafan writes in and he says, since Cincinnati schools are already closing the day after the Super Bowl, has Shipwreck already requested the day off work?
Not yet, but I may. I mean, my kids don't go to Cincinnati
public
schools.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're not in that public school district, but our schools might also. We often follow suit with that. So I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Truthfully, I have so many vacation days built up from the last year of not taking any.
Yeah.
that
Is it use it or lose it?
Idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Fuck it. The games are late, right? Like they start at 8:00 or something, right?
No, it starts a little bit earlier than that, I think. I don't know.
I thought it was 7, but what do I know?
Wings.
I've been wrong before.
Awesomator writes in and asks, Cheapy, will you give Overwatch 2 beta a shot? Yeah, there's been some like leakage that there's a beta coming soon. Of course. I like Overwatch. It's great. I can't believe they haven't made a new one yet still. At JBrad, right, 001 says, I know Shipwreck doesn't have one, but have you guys been using your Oculus Quest lately? I bought one several months ago and you were talking about it every week, but it's honestly just been sitting collecting dust for several months now. Ha ha. I have not used mine in a while.
My wife used it this morning.
Oh.
She did some Supernatural.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't used it in a little while. I think the last thing I played on it was Fruit Ninja, which is actually a lot of fun in VR. And my son was playing because one of his best friends got one for Christmas. So there's this dumb ape game.
Yep.
I don't know if you're familiar with the dumb ape game.
I am.
It's really dumb, and you're a gorilla and you're climbing things.
It's free, I think, right?
Yeah, and it's free, and he plays that with his friend every now and again.
Yep.
So.
There's another one with like squirrels and trees or some shit.
Oh, I'm like, no, thank you. Fruit Ninja is pretty much my realm of expertise.
I'm waiting for the Avatar update for 11 table tennis. So you can play as your Oculus avatar, and you have arms and shit. You know, the guy you designed. I mean, your Meta Quest. It's not Oculus Quest. It's Meta Quest now.
So dumb. That is dumb. Everything's dumb.
Yes.
Shipwreck, why is everything dumb?
You guys are the ones that bought that thing. I don't know.
I mean, everything.
I wouldn't have bought it if it was called Meta Quest. I wouldn't pay for it. Let's see. Jay Lebowski writes in and says, Cheapy, you mentioned a few episodes that you like the Satva brand mattress. What type did you get? The inner spring or memory foam? What do you like about it? We got the inner spring one, and we got it because I don't know, we felt like we needed like a softer bed that had more bounce to it for the sexual actions. And that's what I like about it. It's got more momentum. I don't have to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? You want to throw up now? You want to gouge out your ears and eyes and everything? Sorry, you'll never forget this.
All that, yeah.
It's good. It was good, and also what we liked about it was that they will deliver it to your bedroom for free, and take your old mattress with them, which was a very big plus. So
I mean, I got my mattress. They delivered it.
No, but not to your bedroom.
No, but it was in a box, so it was pretty easy to get into the bedroom.
Right. But like I say, they took my giant California King mattress out and replaced it with another California King mattress for free. So that's that's the only company that does that, I think, for free.
Yeah, we put our mattress on the curb and they took it away.
Right. I don't think you could move my mattress though.
I mean,
you have like what do you sleep on? Like a twin?
Yeah,
Queen?
I sleep on a twin.
Queen?
My wife and I share a twin.
No, but it's a queen though. It is a queen though, right?
It is a queen. Yes.
Right. That's like a tiny mattress.
I don't think it's that tiny.
It's pretty tiny.
Okay, whatever makes you happy.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm answering the guy's question. What do you liked about it?
Only in Cheapy's world does 6 inches add about 15 pounds.
6 in what?
That's, I think, the size difference between a queen and a king. It's like 6 inches.
It's a California king, my dude. I said it like 5,000 times.
I know.
It's heavy and big.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it. There's nothing left to say. There's nothing left on the outline.
Nope.
I'm scrolling. There's nothing there. So it's time to go.
All right.
That's how it works.
We didn't talk about Gran Turismo at all.
How's that holding up for you?
God, I cannot.
Did you get all the cars yet?
No, Gran Turismo.
Oh.
There was a Sony State of Play today where they showed off Gran Turismo, which is coming out in March, I believe.
Every game is the same to me now, so I didn't even notice.
No, I've been playing a ton of Forza still. Yeah.
Do you have all the cars yet?
No, I'm close to 500. It's a slow grind when you get up there. There's like 562 cars, I think, right now.
I do not know. I know that I have like 200 cars, and I'm overwhelmed by the amount of cars I have. So,
yeah, I've got close to 500 unique. Like my garage has like, I don't know, 600-700 cars.
How do you even know what car to use when you have that many cars?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just pick one and it tells you, like, if you're doing the weekly stuff, it tells you what kind of cars to use.
You pick the one with the anime girls on it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
I mean, the Gran Turismo stuff, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so boring.
I
didn't watch
ingrained into the Forza Horizon.
The not boring Forza gameplay loop, you mean? Like has you doing like a million different things as opposed to the Gran Turismo gameplay loop, which is like
also
torturing you.
Also, like you have to go buy that game, right?
Yeah, it costs money.
It costs money that you didn't already spend.
Yeah, like it'll sell a lot because it's Gran Turismo and it also always does well on PlayStation. But
right.
Yeah, the gameplay loop looks pretty stale.
I didn't watch it, so I'm just shitting on it without even seeing anything. But I'm just assuming that they just made it the same as the other ones.
It looks great. It looks like
photorealistic.
Yeah, but
well, you know what they need to do is just leave the console business and start porting these Gran Turismo games. That joke never gets old.
Good. All right. That's it.
All right.
Anything you want to plug, Wombat?
Don't forget to use Fortnite creator code Wombat5277 for all your Epic Game Store needs, including Fortnite and whatever else you get on that platform.
That's where I bought the Insurrection. I forgot to use it.
I'm sure you didn't use my code.
I didn't think about it. Because there was a $10 coupon for it.
Jerk.
I forgot.
I could have gotten like a whole 5% or something like that.
Yeah. I got my own creator code.
I would have gotten like $1. It would have been awesome.
Right. All right. Let's say goodbye to everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody. Bread's done.